So, when you leave your grip heaters on all night, it tends to kill your battery. So, we have a jump starter, little battery pack, but we're parked on a hill, so I'm just going to try to bump start this thing down this hill. All right.
Yeah.
Did it. Welcome to day 2. The cabin in Ouray was awesome. This trip is a bit different because we normally really enjoy camping, but you never know what conditions you're going to run into in Colorado at these elevations. We stayed at the cabin last night and we'll stay the same place tonight so we can leave some of our camping gear and clothes. Ouray has a couple gas stations that are pay at the pump if you didn't fill up in Telluride. There's also fuel in Lake City, and that's about 30 to 35 miles away. We only have about 130 miles to cover today, so we're taking it easy and grabbing a little sit-down breakfast. It'll also give Scotty a little time to find KLR parts.
All right, so I'm riding my trusty steed, the KLR 650, and we're coming up over Imogene Pass, and we're heading up this really rocky section, and went down over on my right side, busted off my brake lever. The whole pedal busted completely off, so had to make it down without the brake pedal. So we're here in Ouray trying to find a brake pedal. No Kawasaki shops got it in stock, but luckily up in Silverton at Middleton Motorsports, Kyle there's got a parted out KLR. He says he's got a brake pedal for us, so we're gonna head up there and get it. So thanks, Kyle.
I was totally busted putting in that apple cornice bike, so now I have to stand here and he's gonna try to hit me with it.
We head out on the $1 Million Highway. This is actually a beautiful road that is alarmingly lacking in guardrails. This is not a road to cross the white line. It was originally built by Otto Mears as a toll road in the 1880s. There are a couple ideas where the road got its name. One is that there is likely $1 million in ore that was mixed in with the fill for every mile. Another is you couldn't pay me $1 million to go 1 mile on that road. Whatever its name is, it's a sweet road. The route we are providing follows the Alpine Loop, and it leaves the $1 Million Highway just a few miles from Ouray. There are a few sections that you'll want to be paying attention because, like all of these roads and trails, they are narrow in places with steep and long drop-offs. We won't be going that way today since Scotty found a potential brake pedal replacement over near Silverton. We're definitely crossing our fingers that Scotty's KLR source will work out, since it'll be hard to do this ride without a rear brake. Luckily, we can incorporate the detour and rejoin our route below Engineer Pass. It's always an adventure. We don't mind too much though, since we get to ride the $1 Million Highway all the way into Silverton. Silverton is a cool town, and I'm glad we detoured through it. Lots of places to eat, and there's a narrow-gauge steam-powered train that runs between Durango and Silverton daily. It's way cool to watch it pull into town.
Okay, so we rode from Ouray all the way out to Middleton, Colorado, which is past Silverton. And, they got this guy, and he's got this old KLR just parted out here. I mean, what's the chance of that? It's totally lucky. So we're going to take this one off and switch it over to here. Then we'll be good to go.
The parted out KLR is in surprisingly good shape and is totally going to work. I still can't believe Scotty was able to find a brake pedal up here.
Hey, we got a new brake lever pedal on. I'm lucky. Let's go ride.
After the quick swap with Scotty, we jet over to Animus Fork and pick up the original route just at the top of Mineral Creek. This area has tons of old mills and mine sites that make for great spots to stop and explore while getting a snack. It's pretty crazy to see all the huge metal machinery that's clear at the top of these mountains that the miners used back in the old days. This is heading up to the final climb of Engineer Pass. This is where you see how far and how fast you climb. The climb offers some incredible views that you can't get anywhere else. If you get lucky, you may even see some marmots off the side of the road. Yep, Engineer Pass is cool. What is it, 12.8 is what the sign says. It's kind of funny, it's always cold up at these passes. It's the goal, it's always the goal to get these passes, and once you get up here, you really don't want to be here for very long. But just long enough to get your picture, and then down off the other side. We'll be down to Lake City pretty quick, and on our merry way. The route down from Engineer Pass is pretty mellow, and if you do this route in the fall, this is a good place to enjoy all the changing leaves. There were also several signs of avalanches from the heavy snow Colorado had the previous winter. Since we're all hooked up with our Bluetooth headsets, we're all running the Scholar Rider Pack Talks. We had a special treat this time. Troy informed us of the world of brown fat, and I encourage you to look it up. It's fascinating. Keep in mind that one day earlier, we were in the desert around Moab and the red rocks and the cactus. Today it's all about elevation and high mountain scenery. The drop into Lake City is always pretty relaxing for me. The road is easy and you can look around and enjoy the sights. We always try to time Lake City with lunch. There's a restaurant in town called Southern Vittles, and it always hits the spot for me. If you need fuel, there's a combination motorcycle dealership gas station at the north end of town. We have a little slab section running south out of Lake City that is about as much fun as I can have on pavement. Lots of turns and beautiful views. It's a good section to turn up the music and enjoy the high mountains. We found a sweet little waterfall called Clear Creek Falls as we drop into one of the valleys. It's definitely worth checking out. It doesn't look like anything interesting is really happening from the road, but when you get up close and you see what's really going on, it is very cool. It also breaks up the slab section nicely. If you have time and are looking to see more along this route, you can head about 20 miles southeast of the falls to the small town of Creed. There are some old mining structures still standing just above town that they used for the filming of the remake of The Lone Ranger. With our detour this morning, we'll be skipping Creed this time. Stony Pass Road is awesome and one of the highlights for us. It starts in the big parks heading along Rio Grande Reservoir and eventually climbs up past the headwaters of the Rio Grande. This is a fun section that starts as gravel road and shifts into a fun and flowy two-track. With lots of our luggage weight left back at the cabin, this section naturally turns into some friendly competitions between the guys. We always seem to start messing with each other on this section. There are some technical sections along this route that will definitely keep you on your toes.
Oh, bro wants in on the action. I don't think I can let a KLR pass me. The KLR. Oh, this is too fun.
The faster you go, the easier it is.
Yeah, I'll bet. Shoot.
After a quick crossing through Pole Creek, where there may or may not have been some peer pressure to see who would cross through the fastest, we regroup and head straight up and ascend through Stony Pass. The way down from Stony Pass drops fairly quick with some cool views of the old mines in the area, and it eventually gets us down to the Animus Road, which is actually the same road we took this morning on our detour. Okay, here we are. We're on our way up towards Animus Forks. And we just came down Stony Pass, but this is also the route that you would get up to from Silverton. So this area just last winter just had a ton of snow. They had a ton of avalanches. I still can't believe how many avalanches that there's signs of that came through. And here it is, I think it's September 22nd, 23rd, and we have an avalanche that's still here. And we just barely learned that 2 weeks ago that they'd even opened it. I guess the county said that it's way too big, way too deep, way too dangerous for us to even go through and open the roadway. So they just barely got through it. It was kind of like the ice canyon. But yeah, it's beautiful to see, but it's also a little gnarly. As we start towards California Gulch, we stop for a quick break and get a little drama from Shane's 690.
Take your paint bag off and feet off. Justin, do you have an 8? $10mm, Justin. What do you mean? Mine's gonna take the battery. Force it, stop! Wow. What the hell?
When did it start that?
Shane, what happened?
When I just stopped, I like kicked the kickstand down and it was still in gear, and I just wanted to keep going. The starter would push me up about into that log. So I was like, I had the clutch in, and yeah. Oh. So just now it's
just one through 10. I just don't know what that is.
Go ahead and pull it. I'll just touch.
Nope.
Big ones.
It's okay, we don't always have to be right.
We better Travis did.
That's me.
Gave it the touch.
Here we go. This is it, guys.
Dun.
Ah! Ah! That is gotta be it. That is your.
Why, you little rascal, you.
And I was like
Yada.
that one? No, it's got big wires.
There's big wires on the bottom hiding. That's totally it. Yep. The last fuse. Why didn't we start there, Eric? The last place we would have looked.
I thought it was going to be an electric bike.
Any wagers on this, guys?
That's it.
What?
What the hell, dude?
I would have wagered too.
What was it?
That's gotta be the starter.
Well, look, you can
relay.
unhook one of those wires.
Okay, so if it's fused in here, it doesn't matter if the fuse is burned.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
If the internal fuse
This
is.
is this.
What is it?
You ready for me?
Any wagers?
Oh!
Now
Now let's
it
whack
makes
that
me
relay on a
wonder,
rock.
Yeah, I mean,
See if we can break her loose before we go too crazy.
touch it to that side of it, the other side.
So it's not
So it
stuck
must be
now.
unstuck. They're not stuck twins anymore.
No way, it's not
Okay,
hold on.
let's hold it to it.
Hold on.
Now it does light.
Okay, I'm gonna touch it. You ready, Dan?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Oh, well.
It unstuck
Oh,
itself.
It's unstuck.
It did, it's unstuck.
Maybe hit the button now, see your power.
Okay, keys on.
Engine lock just turns over, not turns.
Touch, ready?
I felt it unclick.
So our relay was stuck, starter relay. We don't know
It's
why,
Shane's fault.
but we took it all apart and now it's not sticking. So
So we'll never, when we get back, we
We'll get
most
a-
certainly won't replace the relay.
right?
It could have been.
We'll put it back together and hope it doesn't stick
Yeah,
again.
can't probably.
So if it does it again, just start beating it with a rock.
After several minutes of excitement, we take a few more minutes to look around the historic buildings in the area. Here we are in Animus Forks. We just had a little fluke thing go on with the 690. We got that fixed. We had some issues with the KLR this morning and it's put us behind schedule. And so our plan is here is we're gonna go up California, across the top and down Corkscrew, and then down into Ouray. And the only problem is that we want to show it to you, but it's probably going to be dark by the time we get there. But we've got good lights, we've got good maps, good tracks, so you're in good hands. Even though it's getting dark fast, California Gulch offered us some amazing views through the fading light. Between California Gulch and Corkscrew, there is some technical and steep terrain, so definitely take your time and don't flirt too much with the edge of the road. This is also where Poughkeepsie Gulch takes off. On your GPS, it's a hard alternate, but it's definitely fun. After a fun ride down Corkscrew, we hit the pavement and ride back down into Ouray for a rooftop dinner and recap the day with all the guys.
Yeah.
This concludes day 2 of our Red Rocks to Mountaintops ride. Make sure and check out day 3 for more mountain passes, and we cover a bunch of ground on our way back towards Utah. Make sure to subscribe to keep following along.